Merry Christmas and welcome to the Shadow Critic Christmas Review. For this Christmas I'm going to review the first episode of What's New Scooby-Doo. This episode is set in the snow, so it has the perfect visuals for a Christmas episode. However, I have to be completely honest, this isn't the best time to record a Christmas review, because I have an awful headache. But I will endure the pain and record the review anyway. However, in addition to my headache, I'm also kind of worried. Because, according to some, this set in which I'm recording is haunted by a horrific snow monster. But I'm sure that's just a myth. No, it's just a myth. It'll be fine. I just have to get through the review and hopefully nothing will happen. Yes, I'm sure. There's no such thing as snow monsters. The rumours that this filming location is haunted are just rumours and nothing else. Nonetheless, they do lead us nicely into today's episode, which is a review of Scooby-Doo and the Ice Monster, the first episode of What's New Scooby-Doo. So the episode starts off with the gang heading to a snowboarding competition. While driving, Fred gets distracted by the TV and almost kills himself, all of his friends, and two innocent bystanders. You would think Fred would have to face some kind of legal ramification for this, but Shaggy makes a joke about it, so I guess Fred will just get away with his criminal deeds.
Whoa, Fred! Great parking karma!
Whoa, Fred! You almost killed us all, dude! But I don't care because I'm high! Well, I guess if you're as good looking as Fred, you can just get away with whatever crimes you want. Sorry, my headache's getting worse. But there's no time to concentrate on that. We gotta get on with the review. A billionaire is holding the competition, but recently an ice monster has been attacking the competitors. The gang decide to investigate the mystery, and they go to speak to one of the competitors who was injured by the monster. Scooby eats all of the injured man's food because he's a selfish bastard. Just then, a great ex-snowboarder / ex-movie star turns up called Avalanche Anderson. Fred says this man basically pioneered the sport of snowboarding and starred in several action movies about snowboarding, but he's now retired. As the gang start to investigate, several more suspects turn up, including this lady who's in charge of broadcasting the event, and she says she wants higher ratings, which makes Velma suspicious. The ice monster attacks the gang, and Fred breaks his leg. They also meet the trail manager, who is extremely unfriendly. The gang are suspicious of him, so they invade his home. And no, I'm not joking, they just break into his house. Are they allowed to do this? They find out the trail manager is a retired skier, who was injured by a snowboarder, which forced him to quit the sport. Then, Avalanche Anderson gets attacked by the monster. They decide to get Shaggy to go undercover and pose as a snowboarder.
So, you are the heavy hitter last-minute entry we are hearing about.
Yep, that's me, the Invincible Shagginator!
The Invincible what?
The Invincible Shagginator!
Oh, thank you, God, for this out-of-context line we have received, and the bountiful memes we shall harvest from it. God bless us, everyone!
God bless us, everyone.
The discovery of this out-of-context line can only be described using one word.
Very shagadelic!
As Shaggy is talking, one of the competitors pushes him down the slope.
Shagginator certainly has an unorthodox style.
Okay, there's no way they're doing this by accident. That line has to be on purpose. There's no way they had a voice actor read the line, "The Shagginator certainly has an unorthodox style," and none of them heard it. None of them heard that it was weird. There's just no way a studio full of people heard that line being read, and none of them said, you know what, maybe that sounds a little bit weird. Maybe that sounds a little bit strange. Maybe we shouldn't put that one in the episode. They're doing this on purpose. They're trying to make me look like a pervert. I'm not perverted, you're the ones putting it in the episode. Anyway, unfortunately for Shaggy, the monster starts chasing him. However, Scooby-Doo gives the monster the middle finger and helps Shaggy escape. Meanwhile, Velma is investigating the billionaire hosting the competition. However, she's caught a cold.
Velma, you're too sick to think. You climb into bed and rest.
Hey, if you can't sleep, the rooms all have a big stack of old snowboarding movies on DVD.
Oh, lucky me.
You know, Velma, if you're having trouble getting to sleep, I'm sure the Shagginator would love to help you fall asleep.
Oh, behave.
Ah! Sorry, my head is killing me. Anyway, Daphne goes to investigate the ski jump while Fred watches her from the window due to his broken leg. The monster attacks Daphne, and in a move of colossal stupidity, she tries to melt it with her hairdryer.
Deep pro-intensity styling heat, slush face.
That might work if the monster were an ice cube, but this thing is massive. Unless that hairdryer is rocket powered, I don't think this plan is going to work. The gang sends Scooby and Shaggy to act as live bait and lure the monster into a trap. Hello, I'm the Shadow Critic, and I'm sorry to interrupt this Christmas review with such awful news, but I just got an email from the Grinch. He has Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer held captive, and if you don't subscribe to the Shadow Critic channel, he's going to kill him. You don't want him to kill Rudolph, do you? So subscribe to the Shadow Critic channel. Yes, I'm afraid it's true. The Grinch has captured Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and unless you subscribe to the Shadow Critic channel, he's going to kill him. Don't let that evil Grinch bastard kill Rudolph. Subscribe to the Shadow Critic channel and save Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Anyway, the trap goes wrong and a chase ensues. However, the monster crashes, and it turns out the ice creature is actually a robot.
He's made entirely of some kind of see-through lucite fashioned to look like ice, even the moving parts.
Sure, that's why I couldn't melt him with my dryer.
No, you stupid bimbo! You couldn't melt him with your dryer because a hairdryer is not a flamethrower! Jesus! Anyway, it turns out the person behind all of this is actually Avalanche Anderson. He was upset that newcomers were stealing all of his glory, so he used his Hollywood connections to build a giant fake ice monster to try and stop the competition. Shaggy trips down the slope and wins the competition. However, he doesn't get any reward money because a billionaire has gone bankrupt.
I'm so stoked! Like, where's the check?
You'd better ask him.
Very funny. In case you haven't heard, I'm out of the billionaire business.
Wilkinson, back to work!
Ha ha ha! The billionaire lost all of his money and had his life ruined. Seriously, the billionaire didn't do anything wrong, so I don't see why the show ends with him having his life destroyed. It seems to treat this as a humorous thing, but he didn't do anything wrong to be punished for. So now that the show has been reviewed, what did I think of it? What are the criticisms I have on it? What are the good points about it? Well, I'll talk about that right now. Overall, this was a pretty solid episode of Scooby-Doo. However, there were a few flaws. For instance, the mystery wasn't very good. The clues were really lacking. The only clue we really get is that the man responsible for all of this used to be in Hollywood, and so therefore he had connections to get a Hollywood monster made. But honestly, it's not a great clue, and when Velma sees the movies that made her think of this, we don't even watch them with her, so she figures it out off screen based on clues that are off screen that we never see. So honestly, the mystery aspect of this really isn't that good. It's just kind of lacking. But as an episode, I found it to be pretty good. It was thematic, it was interesting, the gang had a lot of good moments. Overall, I found it to be pretty solid. This was definitely a strong episode, however the mystery let it down. If they had added more clues or handled them better, then I think it would have improved the episode, but unfortunately this mystery just comes off as being pretty rushed. It feels like more thought was put into the environment and the characters and less thought was put into the mystery itself. But overall, it was still a pretty enjoyable episode. I also wonder how Avalanche Anderson was able to afford a monster like this. I mean, it had specially made transparent parts. And I know he was an ex-movie star with connections to Hollywood, but this seems like it would be really expensive. I mean, if he has this kind of money, does he really need to do scams to remove the competition? It seems like he already has more than enough money. Still, despite these flaws, the episode was pretty strong overall. I feel like this episode tried really hard to mislead us to who was actually behind all of this, but unfortunately it tried a little bit too hard. It made the clues too vague. There really wasn't anything you could go off to arrive at the conclusion that Avalanche Anderson was the one who did all of this. A good mystery should be misleading, but still solvable. It feels like for this one you would just have to randomly guess. Well, that was Scooby-Doo and the Ice Monster. I'm the Shadow Critic. Wait. What's that sound? Oh God! It's the snow monster! It's real! It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen! I've never seen anything more frightening in my life! Groovy, baby! Shagtastic! Oh no! He's quoting Austin Powers! What do I do? I'm gonna die! My head! I can't take it anymore! I am the invincible Shaginator, and I am here to eradicate you. You are indeed a worthy opponent, Ice Monster, but tonight you melt in hell. You're one ugly snowman. Oh no, it wasn't the Screamer Sticks. Truly, it was beauty that killed the beast. I am the invincible Shaginator, and I gotta go fast.